In one of my last videos, I started talking about the formula that James Clear came up with in his book Atomic Habits: cue, craving, response, reward. And today I wanted to just talk about the first one, which is cue, C-U-E. So when you see something, it's your cue to do something else, or those kinds of things. And you already probably have that in your life. Like, when I get home from work, I eat a big bowl of ice cream. When I sit down to watch a movie, I eat popcorn. When I'm with this certain person, we do this together, or things like that. You probably already have a lot of habits that you have in your life. When you see something, like when I see that, I'm going to eat that, or when I do this thing, I'm going to do this other thing. So think about what you already have in your life, habits like that, and maybe some of them are working for you, and maybe some of them are not working for you so much. So cues can work either way, to help you establish a good habit or to help you break a bad habit. And the idea of making it easier for yourself to create that good habit, and then making it harder in order to break the bad habit. So let me explain. Let's say you want to eat more fruits and vegetables. So to make it easier for yourself, you're going to have some vegetables already chopped up, whether you chop them up or you buy them that way, and you're going to have them where they're easily accessible and you see them. So when you see it, you're more likely to eat it. Maybe you have some fruit out on the kitchen table, and you're trying to break the habit of eating junk food, like cookies and chips and things like that. And so you hide those away where they're harder to get to, like up high in the pantry behind something, or even better, you don't have them in the house at all. You just don't buy them, and so it makes it harder for you to do that thing. So that's your cue. When I see the apple sitting on my kitchen table, I'm going to eat that for a snack instead of the chips, which I don't have in my house anyway, so I might as well eat this apple. So there's that. Another thing that you can do, if you've ever heard of habit stacking, maybe you already have a habit in your life and you can somehow add another habit to that one that you want to develop. So you would say to yourself, after I brush my teeth, I will do 10 squats, if you're trying to get a little more exercise into your life. For me, I'll tell you what I'm doing. So I would really love to be an organized person. I love the idea. I am not an organized person. I have clutter everywhere, and I am really trying hard to not be that person anymore. So I'm working slowly, but this is the habit that I created. So I say my prayers every night before I go to bed. I kneel down at my bed, and so I actually put it in my phone to remind me. It comes up as a little notification to remind me, and it says, before I say my bedtime prayer, I will make sure my bedside table is cleared off. And that's it. That's how simple it is. It's because I'm really good at clearing off my bedside table, and it lasts maybe a day or two, and then there's stuff all over it again. So I decided I don't want that. I want it to always be nice and clear before I go to bed every night. And guess what? It's been working. I've got that reminder in my phone, which is a cue. I made that statement to myself, and I stacked it onto another habit that I always do anyway. And so, because when I'm kneeling down at my bed, I'm at eye level with my bedside table, and I see whether or not it needs to be cleared off, and it just makes me feel better. So now that I've got that, now I'll probably add on, and besides my bedside table, my chair next to my bed will be cleared off. So that will be my next goal. So just little baby steps. So my cues, make your cues things that you see. You lay out your exercise clothes, you put the apples on the counter, you know, things that are going to help cue you into, this is what I'm doing, this is the kind of person I'm becoming. And if there are habits you want to break, make it harder for yourself. Put those things where you can't see them. You know, maybe if there's a certain person that every time I'm with them, we just eat junk food, say, hey, this time, let's go for a walk. I had somebody who did that. She was trying really hard to eat better, and she said, hey, instead of us getting together and going out to lunch, what if we just go for a walk around the lake or something? And we got to spend time together, and we weren't overeating. And anyway, I'm going on and on. So hopefully you get the idea of how cues can work for you to not only establish good habits, but break bad habits. So, you know, drop in the comments with some of the things that, the thoughts that you've had, things that you already do, things that you could do, and ask me any questions if you need any help.